Yo guys, what is up? Max on Borderlands 4 video, and today we're doing a deep dive into what I believe to be the strongest weapon in Borderlands 4. Now this is a weapon that I was absolutely sleeping on, and I've started to use it in a bunch of my different builds, and you'll probably see it in a bunch of future builds because it is so strong. Part of this weapon's strength is the amount of rolls and variety that it can roll with, and some of those rolls are so freaking strong. So in this video, we're going to be breaking down what the weapon is, where to farm it, what the exact specific rolls you want to get on it, and why it's doing so much damage. I hope you guys enjoy the breakdown. Let's get right into it. So the weapon, if you couldn't tell from the intro, is the bod. Now, this has a bunch of different prefixes. It can be the ceramic bod, the armored bod. There's a bunch of different names for it, but it'll all be the bod. And that is a shotgun that comes with the very unique perk for Daedulus shotguns, with all-rounder. Counts as a shotgun, an assault rifle, a sniper rifle, a pistol, and an SMG. Now, this gun differs from basically all other Daedulus weapons, and that is because it genuinely counts as using a sniper, a pistol, or a shotgun. You might have seen this in our Sniper Vex build. You can use this on Sniper Vex as a sniper to trigger Bloodshot. However, that's not really why I want to talk about this weapon. That's not why it's actually so strong, but I want to differentiate that from other Daedulus weapons because, for example, if you pick up a Daedulus pistol and have a secondary fire to be a sniper rifle, that won't work for Bloodshot. Basically, Daedalus weapons, when you swap different firing modes, you can get different multipliers based on their damage, which we're about to explain, and it changes their fire rate, it changes what ammo they consume, but they don't actually count as using a sniper rifle. It's still using, like, a pistol, for example. However, the bod is different. It genuinely counts as all of these different weapons, which makes it really powerful for a lot of reasons. One, because it can use a ton of different enhancement perks, so you could get things like for sniper rifle buffs or pistol buffs or shotgun buffs. It's really easy to get a really good enhancement for the bod, but what makes it even crazier is it is currently getting 5x values from gun damage increases. So this is with no gear on, no skills, no specializations. If we shoot this target dummy with our SMG mode, we do 2861, 2861, 2861, 2861. Right? Now we are going to go into our skills and let's spec Cold Iron. This is 15% increased gun damage. No requirements to proc that. And then from that 15%, we are up to 5,006. So if we do 0.15 or a 15% buff times 5, because the bod is getting 5x damage, that gives us to 0.75. We're not doing 75% of our damage, though. We're doing like 75% increased damage. So 1.75 times our base damage of 2861 is 5,006, which is, you know, what we're shooting for off of a 15% damage increase. We're actually getting 75%, and that is part of the reason why the bod is so unbelievably strong right now. So that demonstration was just to show you that anytime that you spec into a gun damage buff in your skill tree, you get 5x the value of that gun damage buff. Now, I have tested this with stickies, and I've tested it without stickies. Stickies scale linear to that gun damage buff, so it's not like you get the 5x damage buff from gun damage and then get it, like, again proccing on stickies. Your damage, like, increase or 5x on gun damage. It's 5x on the stickies. It doesn't get any, like, extra damage from being a sticky. However, stickies in general, you get extra damage from stacking them. So, like, a sticky bod is really good. However, there's not, like, any weird, funky things going on with a sticky versus a non-sticky. They're both benefiting equally from your gun damage increases. Now, this is a chart that was compiled by CZ47, who's one of my mods. He got help gearing for this from Bad Karma and Epic Energy. I will have links down to all of their like socials down below. But the interesting thing with this sheet is that different Daedalus parts, different ammo types, get different multipliers based off of not only what you're swapping to, but what you're swapping from. So, for example, if we are using The bod, I mean, this information is useful for all Daedulus weapons, but for example, the bod is by default a shotgun that counts as all of the other things, so we can pay attention to these multipliers. If we are using a bod shotgun, we want to get the highest damage per shot. If we use a sniper rifle transformation, or like transforming the ammo to a sniper rifle, it's going to get a 0.13 damage multiplier, or it's going to be dealing like 13% increased damage from its base value. If we're using a pistol, it's going to be dealing 10% increased damage. Now, what's interesting here is if you're swapping it to an SMG ammo or an AR, you actually lose damage. However, what's not calculated here is fire rate. So, for example, the SMG ammo has the highest fire rate, and that's why I personally prefer it for sticky ammo, because you can stack up stickies really, really fast with SMGs. However, if you want to hit the hardest possible with your bod, you'd want to find like a sniper rifle ammo swap. The reason the secondary fire mode is so important on the bod, at least in my opinion, is the shotgun mode is just not great because of it just being relatively inaccurate. And I found that the secondary firing modes, just like here's just swapping to this pistol mode, like look how much more accurate that makes us, and we're getting a damage multiplier on shooting a pistol versus a shotgun. So there's really no reason not to ever not be swapping modes. But that is why like your secondary ammo matters, is because it's going to give you most of the time more damage, and it'll also make you more accurate. So now let's talk weapon rolls. Showing on screen is at least from my testing and my community's testing, all of the things that a bod can roll. It can roll Ripper. It can't roll underbarrels. It'll always have like the ammo swap. It cannot roll Malawan. It cannot roll Jacobs. It can roll like Ripper, COV, Atlas. It can roll elements, even though it can't roll Malawan. It can roll Torg stickies. It can roll COV. And so there's a lot of different variants of this thing. Knowing what to look out for is super helpful. So that's what we're going to talk about now. So in general, I think you want to look out for, in terms of ammo types, SMGs, pistols, and sniper rifles. I think ARs is the worst ammo swap. That is the only one that I personally would avoid. Next, in terms of variants, I think Torg stickies is ridiculously strong for bossing, because Torg stickies are in of themselves really powerful bossing. You can stack them up on many, many builds and do ridiculous amounts of damage with them. So if you're looking for like a bossing bod, personally, I would recommend Torg stickies. The other roll that's super sought after is a COV roll. There's the duct tape mod for COV that while you're overheating, you get 100% crit chance. That's super good on Vex, because you can get Bloodshot with that and then get tons of Bloodshot procs that are dealing not only tons of Bloodshot damage, but also tons of gun damage. And Vex can stack up a ton of gun damage. So those are the two rolls that I would focus on. Getting an elemental bod is nice. However, I don't think it's necessary. And like kinetic in this game, honestly, has a ton of advantages. And having a good bod that you can use in basically any scenario and any boss is very nice. So in my opinion, those are the two rolls you're looking out for. Are the Torg sticky bod with, in my opinion, SMG ammo. SMG ammo gives you the fastest fire rate, so you can stack those stickies as fast as possible. And then, I mean, honestly, sniper stickies would be good too. And then the COV bod with the sniper ammo, so you can hit really, really hard and get that guaranteed crits. However, SMG, pistol, and sniper are all good secondary rolls. Now, to farm for a bod, you're going to want to do the Toil of Spoiling Vis. Abandoned Auger Mine. This is where you can farm Axe Maul. Word of warning, Axe Maul is very stingy with bod drops. I've heard some rumblings and rumors that not every legendary on bosses is equally weighted, and I think that is definitely the case with the bod, whereas you're going to see a lot less bods than you're going to see like the Buzz Axe, for example. I don't think the bod has equal drop chances as other things, which, to be honest, makes a bit of sense because it's probably the best legendary in the game. But if you're wanting to farm for a bod, you're going to want to farm it in Carcadia District. To get here is a bit confusing. You're just going to travel to the final Defiance fast travel station, leave that area, and then basically take your first left, immediate left up, and then you'll end up in this abandoned auger mine to farm Axe Maul. Guys, that is going to do it for the video. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you want to see some more of these super in-depth, best roll, possible variant breakdowns on some of the other legendaries in the game, because there's a lot of legendaries that have a lot of like very specific part variants that like can really make or break how good the weapon is. So yeah, guys, I'll catch you all on the next one. Take care. Peace.